and orderly, right? And that's where maintenance comes into picture. Can you tell me who are cleaning here? Is it the sanitary department people?
No.
No, right? People like you and me are cleaning our own place because people follow what they see. People never follow what you say. People always follow what you do, and people always follow what they see. So very often, top management, though you are a CEO, though you are the chairman of the company, you should also do this job in your place, right? Don't worry whether somebody is noticing you or not. If somebody is noticing you, that is good for your organization, right? You should boldly practice the third years. 5 years must be a culture that is followed from CEO down to the security. Clean all surfaces, floors, and tools in each area. It should be a habit. There has to be a schedule, right? When facilities are clean, employees work better, work faster, and then their morale will go up. As a team, they will be motivated. As a team, if you demotivate them, you know what will happen? All of them will leave together. Morale is more important than individual motivation. If the morale is wrong, everybody might leave your company at a time. So you have to see to that you maintain a higher morale. So I want you to watch this video to understand how human brain works, right? Why we should understand how human brain works? Because we want all the brains to work in our favor, isn't it? So let us watch this.
To answer that question, we set up a hidden camera experiment to see if this woman would stand.
Having the habits of certain things, good habits that will be followed by the style of functioning, style of, how they are speaking, everything will be copied. Say, if you are brushing your teeth, morning you are getting up, brushing your teeth. Somebody told and somebody you are also following. It's a psychology, it's a social science, social behavioral psychology, we call it as. So you have to behave on the basis of social people, how they are, your society, how they are behaving. So this is called culture. Organization, you are creating culture in the organization.
Fantastic. So whether you want to create a good culture or bad culture, it is in your hand.
Yeah.
Sir, it
Right?
is an example. Sir, this is an example of classical conditioning and operant conditioning. It was given by Ivan Pavlov. It was a Russian scientist.
Yeah.
So same experiment was been done by on dogs, and he created that how we reacted on the someone else's behavior. So it's an example of classical conditioning.
Correct.
Not only that, Mayur, now if you see the attendance things and all in factory setup, they will rush down, they will go and punch the card before 9:30. You are creating those kind of culture. And organizations, everything. A child, you can notice a child. If a teacher comes into that this thing, they will say good morning and good evening. Everything is how you are creating culture within the organization, how they are following the culture.
Right. Just two questions to conclude. We all want to grow our child, so that they want to be, they can be highly successful, isn't it? All of us want to see our child growing, properly. So we tell them many things. How many of you agree that they follow everything you tell? Difficult. We tell many things. Wake up early and then get dressed up nicely and then start your day with some your maybe the learning and other things. And we give them a schedule also. Everything we tell them for their welfare. But what percentage they follow?
Only 20.
Only 20 to 25%. But predominantly the remaining 75% of the time, they follow all your habits. You are spending all your time on the smartphone. They are also spending, right? Whatever maybe deviations you do, all the deviations they will be doing. So knowingly, unknowingly, consciously, unconsciously, we are also responsible for developing a culture in our organization. If you don't do anything also, a bad culture will automatically get formed. So you have to proactively see to that you create a good culture by inculcating good habits in your day-to-day work, and see to that people see from you. That is most important. Don't
That's
just
why
see.
that's only they call it as a mirror neuron effect. In front of mirror, what you are seeing, it will be your reflection. How you
Fantastic.
are being, yeah, how you are behaving. We used to tell in HR, you should be, walk the talk. As a leader, you should do the walk the talk. So what you are showing to your subordinate, they will follow.
Exactly. So that means things are very clear to all the black belts now. So I think you all will be able to act as a very good change agent now. You wanted to see your people changing. Now you have found a way how to change their mindset. You demonstrate, they will change. You practice, they will change. You behave, they will change. Don't just think that your circular will do. Don't just think that your meeting instruction will do. It will never do. It is only 20%. 80% is, from what they see. So that's how you can become a change agent, right? So this next step, third step. This is to ensure the first step 1 and 2 are followed correctly by everyone and every single day. That's called standardization, right? This steps calls for the creation of new standards for both organization and process level. Standardize ask for rules that are made to ensure practices of 3 years continue on a regular basis. Of course, your sort, set in order, as well as shine. All the three will be practiced on a regular basis. I have seen certain company allotting 10 minutes and during which they play some songs, and whenever the songs are played, they have to clean their workplace. Every shift, 10 minutes is allotted for 5S. You can have such kind of cultures and habits. So maintain a high standard of housekeeping and the workplace organization. Everything is standardized. You can put all that you do to ensure that the first three happens. That is called standardization. Making your people know their responsibility. That's a way of standardization. And then making the required activity as part of their daily routine. That's a standardization. Unless you assign 10 minutes, how do they will clean their place? And daily maintenance of the machine. Time is allotted. Right? And periodic evaluation. Evaluation practice also can be standardized, right? You could come out with a schedule. So create and post rules for each work area, and standard should be simple, standard should be visual, right? Never complicate. That will affect your 1S or 2S. Standardize makes it easy to train new hires. Even somebody is hired newly, all these standardized practices can be included in their orientation training, right? And helps maintain principles after implementation. And then sustain. Take steps to maintain first processes, including your standardization. Standardization also, if required, needs to be upgraded, right? And so that the benefits can be sustained for a longer term. Periodically perform audits on work areas to ensure 5S practices are being maintained. You can have a 5S auditing mechanism. Let people know on which points they are getting audited. For example, we are conducting your exam. You should know on which areas the questions will come. Same way, the audit mechanism, how the points are awarded, the 5S score, and then the team departments or the zones maintaining higher 5S score should be appreciated. Maybe a small appreciation a letter, or giving them a premium parking area, or giving them a premium treat one day. These are all ways of sustaining the benefits. Others seeing will also be motivated to score high, and you can go to the extent of giving increment. And also training people. This is also a way of sustaining, right? And see, these are tools. Training is a tool that might be required in your sustain also, maybe during standardization also you can use. That's why I told you tools, we should make wise choice of the tools according to our need, right? Assign the time to do every task, and always we need to start from the top If the top man is not following, the down man will definitely follow. Create a reward system, get everyone involved, let them see it, right? Don't let them hear it, let them see it. And these are certain guidelines. So a typical environment before 5 years and after 5 years, you can see how things changes. 5 years can revolutionize the way your business operates. Sustain ensures 5 years is a long-term best practice rather than a brief experiment. Many people start very passionately and then conclude everything after the training program. No, that is not 5 years. It should be a daily routine. So 5 years is a system, it's a philosophy, and it is a culture. It has the potential to transform your company into a safe and productive manufacturing facility. One of the 5 years most powerful attribute is that it's a visual model. People believe what they see, right? And remove the clutter with sort, organize the workplace with set in order, clean with shine, and then set your routine with standardize and motivate with the sustain. This is in short what 5 years is. Hope it is clear to all of you, right? Any questions? And see, ultimately, through 5 years, we wanted to eliminate all the 7 waste to the extent possible. That is what we are doing. Whether what we are doing is 1 year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, one way or the other way, it is removing the 7 waste or reducing the 7 waste. Any questions to me? Or shall we move on? Any questions? Feel free to ask me.
We can move on, sir.
Fantastic. Just 1 second for me. We'll go to the next tool called Kaizen. So all of you might be knowing already what is Kaizen, right? Kaizen is continuous
improvement.
improvement. It's again a Japanese word, Kaizen. K means change, Gen means better. Change for the better, right? You can do small Kaizens, you can do large Kaizens, right? And depending on the kind of effort required, you can classify your improvement activity as small Kaizens and large Kaizens. But ultimately, the success of Kaizen depends on involvement of people. If there are 1,000 people in your company, how many should participate in a Kaizen project? Can somebody answer this question? There are 1,000 people from top to down in a company. Tell me how many people should participate in Kaizen activity?
1,000.
Everybody, beautiful. Because everybody creates problem. So everybody should be involved in solving the problem, right? You can't expect a small team of 10 people who are sitting in the quality department to solve the problem created by all 1,000 people. Instead, enable everyone to involve in problem solving, small improvement activity. Create the environment, in such a way that people can volunteer and participate in some improvement activity. It can be, hearing their voice through feedback. It can be hearing their voice, through some suggestion meeting, and then all the suggestions should be periodically reviewed by a high-level committee, and then the best suggestions should be implemented. And Kaizen projects are always, easy to implement projects. Kaizen is not like your Six Sigma. We should not complicate again. So improvements that requires less effort. Improvements that can be done in few weeks. Such projects are called Kaizen projects. Ask your people, they will give 100 Kaizen projects. And then you prioritize and see to that you spend your energy, with the most important one. And then those good ideas should be rewarded. Again, keep your 5 years in mind, because to sustain everything, you need some kind of appreciation. So ultimately, any lean tool, the target is to remove the wasteful activity. And always the wasteful activity is either storage or retrieval, right? It is as simple as that. We are not finding problem. See, initially don't find a problem with the value adding activity. Find out the non-value adding activity. And within non-value adding activity, you classify them. It will be either storage or it will be either retrieval. And then try to eliminate. Why should I store the item here? I will try to eliminate. That's why we are focusing for zero inventory, but it's not that easy. So since we can't achieve zero inventory, we keep some inventory. That means storage is reduced. Similarly, reduce the storage activity as well as reduce the retrieval activity. Instead of me picking a tool, retrieving a tool and doing it, I will hang the tool in front of me. So I don't even have to retrieve it because it is already hanging in front of me. I will simply hold it and do the job and then leave it. Picking and then storing is now changed to holding and not holding. When I hold it, my tool is in my hand. I do the operation. I leave it, my tool is back to his place. So these kind of small things, nothing but I want you to do work study and time study, which Taylor has pointed out in his management principles. You need to go to the extent of conducting a work study and time study. How people do the work, how much time do they take to complete the work? You should know both. If you carefully document how people are doing the work step by step, now you can criticize each step. See, only by criticizing, you understand the problem well, as well as you come out with the solution. So don't mind to criticize any resource, any step in your process. And then the process will improve, and then the time they consume to complete the task will go down. Both are important, right? And also when you simplify things, people can execute it effortlessly. People execute it effortlessly. At the same time, your results will be as effective as required. So instead of teaching you the theory, again, I want all of you to participate in a small activity. I want you to be on video, and then I want all of you to keep a pen as well as keep a paper in your hand, right? And we will realize for ourselves how Kaizen can improve productivity, improve quality in our product, as well as reduce cost. And Henry Ford is saying there are no big problems in any organization. There are only lots of little problems. If you have the habit of solving all these little problem, your big problem will get automatically solved, right? And now the instruction about the activity is, again, I will show numbers on the screen. You just have to memorize the number. And then I will give you, to memorize the number, I will give you 45 seconds. Within 45 seconds, you have to memorize the number. Don't be over smart. Don't write it in your notepad. Just memorize. And then I will give you maybe some 30 seconds so that you can write down the number. This is the task. This is the operational definition. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And those who want to participate, please prefer to switch on your video so that I can see what are you doing on the other side, right? So I show the screen. So your time starts now. Okay, 45 seconds over. Now what you need to do is you have to reproduce it in your notebook. If you are able to match the number with its symbol, you will get 1 mark. This is how I'm going to assess, right? Now, I said no, as I said, 30 seconds. So your time starts now. 30 seconds.
Done,
Yes,
sir.
all of
Done.
you, yeah, all of you can stop writing. So how much time you have taken? How much time you have taken? Can somebody answer this?
Writing 30 seconds.
Okay. Observing,
Same
45
45
seconds.
seconds.
Then listening to the instruction, another 30 seconds.
Another 30
So
seconds.
much time you consume. You need to understand. This is called the lead time always, right? Include everything, that is lead time. But now what is the result? Let us understand our result. Now please do a self-evaluation and then share your score. If the number and symbol matches, you get 1 point. Maximum you can get 10 points. Put it in the chat box or tell to me directly.
So 7.
7, very good. Deepul Jain got 7 out of 10. So
Yes, myself 7.
7 again. Everybody scores 7. So you
Can
can
be also 7.
7.
everybody gets 7. Very good. So this is how things.
7.
So nobody got 10 out of 10, right? Nobody gets 10 out of 10. Now you can calculate your effectiveness as well as your efficiency. Again, the takt time can be calculated, cycle time can be calculated. What went wrong? Where is the problem? Is that you have not listened correctly? Or is that I have not explained correctly? Where is the problem?
Identifying the pattern.
Identifying the pattern. There is no pattern. Work is complicated. Whenever you don't have a mechanism, you don't have a methodology, you don't have a pattern, it simply means you are complicating things for your people. After complicating, don't expect great results. What actually went wrong? The storage went wrong, retrieval went wrong. Writing down, you are all experts. I know, you know how to use the pen and paper. Value adding, you are doing beautifully. Where are you going wrong? You are going wrong only in the non-value adding. You found it difficult to store the numbers. You found it difficult to retrieve the numbers. If the storage is difficult, retrieval will automatically be difficult. So I am going to work in this area. That can be a good Kaizen, right? So let me show you. Now I can bring some methodology, or I can bring some pattern, or I can standardize something. Ultimately, my goal is I wanted to minimize the storage and retrieval activity and makes things simple to all of you. Let me do that. Now I created a pattern. Do you see the same number? Do you see the same symbol? Now
Yes.
tell me, will you be able to score high with this way of doing the same work?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Possible. And now, earlier I gave you 45 seconds for observation. Do you require the same time now also after improving and standardizing the process?
No.
So I'm going to give you 30 seconds only now for your observation. Then for writing down, I'm going to give you only 20 seconds. Still expecting a result. Do you think that will happen?
Yes.
Yes.
Let us try, right? Let me switch on my clock again. So observation time is 30 seconds. Your time starts now. Okay, time up now. Now you can write down as many numbers and symbols as possible. Now for writing, your time is only 20 seconds. Your time starts now.
Done.
Good, good.
Done.
Done.
Time up. All of you can
Done.
stop. Now tell me your score.
10.
10.
Fantastic. Straight away I got 10.
10.
10.
Yes, Deepul also got 10.
10.
Who else got 10?
Me, I
10.
also got 10. Yes.
Is there anybody still facing problem? Still not able to score 10 out of 10? Yes. How much you got? 8. But definitely, have you seen some improvement?
Yes.
You have seen some improvement, but still perfection is not achieved. That's why improvement is a never-ending journey. Always there will be a scope for improvement. You can keep on improving your process, keep on standardizing your process. That's why we always call all this methodology as cycle. It's not that you get everything improved in one cycle, right? So let me go for a third round of Kaizen, third round of improvement, right? And now, now I'm showing another pattern. And Alok, do you find it easier now?
Absolutely.
Probably everybody might find it easier now. And now tell me how much time may be required for observation. Already you are convinced?
Yes.
Yes.
That means it is now less than 5 seconds. If you write it down, do you require 20 seconds?
No, sir.
I can even give you 10 seconds. Do you observe your lead time is going down like anything?
Yes.
You also observe your cycle time is also reducing everywhere. Observation, instruction, as well as writing down. At all stages of your work, cycle time goes down. This is how your productivity goes up. This is how your quality goes up. This is how your operational cost comes down. How can reducing time can improve quality? All of you are now getting 10 out of 10. Quality of teaching is improved.
Yeah.
People are less prone to produce defects now. This is how your Kaizen helps in improving the quality. Though we don't work on the value adding side, working on the non-value adding side makes an impact to prevent the defects in your non-value adding. That's how it contributes to the quality. So you can call everything as Kaizen. Any improvement you do, that's a Kaizen, right? Only thing is you must have a mechanism. You must have people to coordinate. You must have a team to review. You must have team to appreciate people and then document everything. Then you have a Kaizen system, right? And Kaizen born even before Lean born. Though today we put Lean as a Kaizen as a Lean tool, but Kaizen was there even before Lean. Lean started only after 1950 and 1960. But Kaizen is there even before that, even before Six Sigma, even before Lean, right? Kaizens are nothing but small improvement involving every department. It is your key to efficiency. Efficiency reduces your operational cost, right? And logical pre-positioning of tools and materials. I have logically arranged the numbers and symbol. You logically arrange your tools, materials, machines, right? Make work easier and comfortable to workers. Provide assisting devices and adjustable work tables, right? Instead of tightening a nut several times, just give a lock. Just press one button. You don't have to tighten the screw 13 times. Instead of tightening it 13 times, you just press one button and then it is locked, right? Something like that. Create mistake proofing system. So these are all examples of Kaizen, and I would like to show you how Kaizen might look in a factory environment. Please watch.
Visitors to factories in Japan often remark how carefully and neatly the tools and working materials are arranged. This is actually the key to efficiency.
No happens. So we will continue after the tea break. So we'll stop here for a 10 minutes tea break, and you can always